Hollywood loves a happy ending where the heroes win, the villains lose, and everything tied up with a neat little bow. But not every movie follows that formula. Sometimes the bad guys come out on top, and instead of feeling satisfied, we're left with a sense of dread and a lot of unanswered questions. So today, we're looking at 10 movies where evil wins in the end, because apparently Hollywood likes to remind us that life isn't fair. Number 10, Gone Girl. Gone Girl, directed by David Fincher, is a masterclass in manipulation. Amy Dunn isn't just good at lying, she's a genius at it. She carefully plans her own disappearance, leaves just enough clues to make her husband Nick look guilty, and tricks the entire world into thinking she's the perfect victim. Then, when things don't go the way she expected, she kills Desi Collins, the man who tried to help her, and makes it look like she barely escaped with her life. By the time the movie ends, Amy has everything she wanted. Nick is stuck with her. The world sees her as a brave wife who survived a nightmare, and she's even pregnant to make sure Nick can never leave. She smiles like she won the biggest game ever. In her world, it doesn't matter what's true. The only thing that matters is what people believe, and in the end, she makes sure everyone believes her. Number 9, Seven. John Doe may be dead, but he still wins. His carefully planned 7 deadly sins murder spree ends with one final, heartbreaking twist. He tricks detectives Mills and Somerset into coming to a remote location where a delivery arrives, a box containing Mills's wife's severed head. It's the ultimate mind game, pushing Mills to the edge. Doe wanted Mills to lose control, and that's exactly what happens. Overcome with rage, Mills shoots Doe, unknowingly completing the killer's sick plan. Even in death, Doe proves his point. The world is cruel and full of sin, just like he believed. Even if people today already know what's in the box, the ending of Seven is still one of the most shocking and devastating in thriller history. The movie doesn't end with a hero saving the day. It ends in hopelessness, showing that sometimes evil gets exactly what it wants. Number 8, Orphan, First Kill. Esther doesn't just survive, she gets even better at lying. After escaping from a mental hospital in Estonia, she tricks her way into the wealthy Albright family by pretending to be their missing daughter. But things take a dark turn when Esther realizes that her new mom, Tricia, has secrets of her own. The two begin a dangerous game, each trying to outsmart the other, leading to a violent fight in their mansion. In the end, Tricia and Gunnar both die, and Esther's true identity is revealed. Alan, devastated by the truth, falls to his death, but Esther still gets away with no one left to expose her. She once again escapes justice. If you've seen its prequel, you know how terrifying that is. It proves that Esther is nearly impossible to stop, and she'll keep tricking people again and again, making sure no one is ever truly safe from her lies. Number 7, Drag Me to Hell. Talk about a nightmare ending. Drag Me to Hell takes its name very seriously. Christine Brown, a bank loan officer, refuses to extend an old woman's mortgage, thinking it will help her get a promotion. Big mistake. The woman places a deadly curse on Christine, giving her only 3 days before demons come to take her soul. Christine fights back, thinking she has finally escaped her fate. But at the last second, she realizes she made a terrible mistake. She buried the wrong envelope. Before she can do anything, the ground cracks open and fiery hands pull her straight into the underworld, while her boyfriend watches in horror. Director Sam Raimi completely flips the usual hero wins ending, giving us one of the most shocking and brutal finales in horror. No last-minute save, no second chances, just pure, terrifying doom. Number 6, Eden Lake. This movie teaches one terrifying lesson. Never underestimate a group of spoiled, violent teenagers. What starts as a fun trip for Steve and Jenny turns into a total nightmare. First, they encounter a group of local teens who seem merely annoying, blasting loud music, acting rude, but things take a dark turn fast. First, they steal Steve and Jenny's car. Then they start torturing them. What begins as simple harassment escalates into something far worse, brutal, merciless murder. And when Jenny finally escapes, she runs straight into the worst place possible, the home of the kids' parents, the very people who raised them. There are no police to help, no one to save her. And to ensure no one ever discovers the truth, the video evidence of everything gets deleted. In the end, Eden Lake doesn't just show evil winning, It shows how evil survives when people protect it. And that makes this movie one of the most disturbing horror films ever made. Number 5, Memories of Murder. South Korean cinema knows how to make unsettling thrillers, and Memories of Murder is one of the most haunting. Directed by Bong Joon-ho, it follows 2 detectives in 1986 trying and failing to catch a serial killer targeting women in a small town. Even scarier, it's based on a true story. The Hwaseong serial murders shook South Korea between 1986 and 1991, with at least 10 women brutally murdered. For years, the case remained unsolved, leaving people terrified. Bong Joon-ho shows this frustration through his detectives. Detective Park, who relies on gut instinct and intimidation, and Detective Tae-yoon, a logical and careful investigator. No matter how hard they try, they never find the killer. In the final scene, Detective Park stares straight into the camera, almost like he's asking, "Is the murderer watching this right now?" The killer was only identified in 2019, years after the movie came out. By then, he was already in prison for another crime, and it was too late to punish him for the murders. In the end, evil got away with it. Number 4, Final Destination. In this franchise, death is the ultimate bad guy, and it never loses. Every Final Destination movie follows the same pattern. Someone has a vision of a disaster, avoids it, and thinks they've escaped. But death isn't done with them. One by one, people start dying in some of the craziest and most unexpected ways. What makes Final Destination so scary is that there's no way to stop it. There's no killer to fight, no way to hide. Death always finds a way. Even when the characters believe they've beaten it, the movies love to throw in a shocking final twist to prove otherwise. The best example is Final Destination 5. It tricks the audience into believing some characters have survived, but the last moment reveals they were on Flight 180, the doomed plane from the very first movie. That twist brings everything full circle, proving once again that death always wins. Number 3, Terrifier. Art the Clown isn't just a killer, he's a total nightmare who loves to make his victims suffer. Terrifier does not have a happy ending after brutally murdering his victims in the most gruesome ways possible. Art seems to die by shooting himself in the head, but that doesn't last long. In a creepy morgue scene, Art comes back to life, smiling like he knows he can't be stopped. And then there's Victoria, the so-called final girl who doesn't actually win. She survives Art's attack, but she goes through something even worse. He literally eats her face off, leaving her horribly disfigured. Then comes Terrifier 2, where things get even weirder. Somehow, in one of the most disturbing scenes ever, Victoria gives birth to Art's severed head, proving that he is more powerful than ever. Art wins again, and with Terrifier 3 having been released last year, it's clear he's not stopping anytime soon. Number 2, Hereditary. Ari Aster's Hereditary starts as a family drama, but quickly turns into a terrifying nightmare. The Graham family seems normal at first, but something evil has been lurking around them for a long time. Annie's mother Ellen was part of a secret cult that worshipped Paimon, a powerful demon. From the very beginning, everything was set up to bring Paimon into the real world. The tragic events, like Charlie's shocking death and Annie's breakdown, weren't accidents. They were all part of the cult's plan. By the end of the movie, Annie and her husband are dead. Their son Peter is completely broken. But instead of escaping, he becomes the new body for Paimon. The cult gathers around him, praising their new dark leader. There's no hero to save the day, no last-minute twist, just total, hopeless defeat. Even the way the movie is filmed makes it feel like the family is trapped, like dolls in a dollhouse with no way out. In Hereditary, evil doesn't just win, it was always in control. Number 1, Alien Covenant. Alien Covenant doesn't just let the bad guy win, it lets him completely take control. By the end of the movie, we find out that the evil android David has killed his kinder and more loyal twin Walter and taken his place. The crew thinks they're safe, but David is secretly planning something terrifying. He tricks the remaining humans, keeps his creepy alien experiments, and traps Daniels and Tennessee in hypersleep, where they have no way to fight back. David quietly puts 2 xenomorph embryos into storage, making sure his horrifying creations will live on. Unlike most movie villains, David isn't just violent. He's smart. He wants to create life, but in the most dangerous way possible. By the time the movie ends, it's obvious. David hasn't just survived. He's making sure humanity doesn't. And that's a wrap. Sometimes Hollywood flips the script and lets evil win. And honestly, there's nothing we can do about it. Which of these endings hit you the hardest? Did we miss any movies where the bad guys actually got the last laugh? Drop your thoughts in the comments.